already crying. I've been told my whole life I'm too big to dance and I don't have the right body type to be a professional.
Because I struggle a lot with being accepted for the way that I look.
Honestly, we just want to use our gifts to spread love, hope, and joy to the world. We think the world needs a little bit more of that.
Me too.
As you can see, I'm a single mom, and I was living in my vehicle while pregnant.
Wait. Homeless? You're
Yes.
living in your car?
I was.
She tells me she has a peanut allergy. Right, I misheard the word. She said I start choking and gagging.
It was week 3 of America's Got Talent, and Heidi Klum hit her golden buzzer. In this week's recap show, we talk about top performances, our WTF moment, and we ask the question, is it America's Got Talent or America's Got Emotional Stories? Hi, I'm Samantha.
I'm Raganka,
And welcome to the Talent Recap Show. It was episode 3 of the America's Got Talent auditions, and there was a lot going on in this episode. We saw tons of great talents like Amanda LeCount, who's spreading the message of body positivity.
Okay, I'm gonna hold you up right there. She is not going further than the next round. She's not winning America's Got Talent. Yes, it's amazing, but she's been featured in Lady Gaga's video. She's been featured in Rihanna's. Yeah, she's a big deal. She's overcome a lot. But girl, I'm sorry, your dancing is not the level that America's Got Talent winners is. But that said, we also had Resound, who were amazing. It was a trio that sang from the heart, and given what's going on and the political environment right now, I feel like it was so in sync and so beautiful. But don't you think this episode was so singer heavy that you needed a break?
Yeah, I kind of felt like I was watching an episode of American Idol because there were so many singers.
Exactly.
And with that being said, for the top 3 this week, we couldn't just have one top 3. We had to have 2 separate top 3s, one for singers and one for variety acts. That was the debate that we had last week that we talked about. We wanted more variety acts, and it looks like they delivered us more singers.
And okay, I'm gonna eat my words, okay? Last week I was advocating for, yes, we need singers. Singers are amazing, and basically they make the song more emotional, and you connect to the show because of singers. But you know what? I've had enough of it. I'm good. I need some variety too. Like, I get it, but this is not a singing show. It's America's Got Talent. It has to have everything. Okay, but let's get into our top 3. Let's start with singers, the top 3 singers of the night. So at number 3, we have Christina Rey.
So Christina Rey comes out with her adorable son and gives this powerhouse performance of not 1, but 2 songs, and the audience and the judges really loved it. And it was just pulling at the heartstrings, you know? She really captivated us. It was emotional, and she was Heidi's golden buzzer.
But there's a reason why she's at number 3 and not at number 1 on our list, and that's because if you close your eyes and listen to just the singing and not all the strings attached to it, the baby, the homelessness, the story, she was amazing. She's an amazing gospel singer, but we had better performances in the show, and it's about time that we speak out for real talent.
Yeah, and I think with that being said, we have number 2, Selena Graves, who Simon was a huge fan of. Howie loved her style as well, and I just feel like she delivered strong vocals. She had a great stage presence, and while she had like a bit of an emotional story, it didn't overpower the performance overall.
Okay, I have a love for the song because my boyfriend sings that to me. So it's like whenever I hear that song, I'm just like, oh yeah, baby, go for it. And the fact that when she was singing, I was like, you know what? She's a better singer than my boyfriend, which means a lot. And also the fact that, you know, right, like as she's singing, it's like there was a moment when the audience was just looking at her, and the way she was able to connect to people, the way she was able to emote through her voice. Like she didn't say much, but it was her voice, the way she just connected, man. I just love it.
Yeah, I think anyone that sings Shawn Mendes is a winner in our eyes. So, but we have to get to our number 1 spot. It was Danelia Tuleshova, who some of you may know from The World's Best. She's from Kazakhstan, and honestly, I think her vocals were incredible. Yeah, that's the kind of performance where you close your eyes and you're like, wow, it just sounds perfect.
Okay, first I gotta say it. She is from Dimash's country. Okay, that's how I know Kazakh. And if you are anything related to Dimash, who, by the way, is the best singer I have ever heard in my entire life, I was cheering for him. I mean, I vote for him. If there's any concert that's happening, like I try to go for the New York concert because I love him so much. And when she came on the stage and she started singing, I was like, okay, you know what? Maybe in World's Best she couldn't win or she couldn't come close because Dimash was there. But when it comes to America's Got Talent, she was amazing. She's grown. The fact that she doesn't need a translator. She's speaking English herself. And her voice, like she moved the room. I did not know this song, but now after her performance, I want to know this song just to know, is it better or not? And fun fact, her version is so much better.
Yes, but why wasn't she the golden buzzer?
Exactly. Okay. You stole the exact thought I had.
Yeah.
Why was she not the golden buzzer? She moved the entire audience.
Which it's like, you know, I also understand how Christina Rey was the golden buzzer. And I think it has a lot to do with emotions. You know, we weren't in the room when she performed, and maybe like the emotions just filled the room and people really felt her words, and maybe that's what separated her performance from some of the other singers. You know, that could be a viable reason why someone like Danelia didn't get the golden buzzer.
Okay, but I'm gonna tell you the truth, right? So we had an Indian act, we had Danelia. Now, English isn't their first language. They cannot emote as well as native English speakers, right? Also, accent becomes an issue. So just because somebody cannot explain their sob story, cannot tell their story, does that mean their talent is weighed less than somebody who's emotional, who's completely taking you over by the story, but then their talent might be a little lackluster?
Yeah, it just begs the question. I want to know your guys' opinions down below. Do you think the judges are basing their decisions not only about the golden buzzer, but just putting people through based on the emotional, you know, pull that they get from performances, or the quote-unquote sob stories?
Exactly.
Or, you know, are they going based on real, raw talent? But definitely let us know, because this is a really interesting debate to be had. And with that, I think we should get into the top 3 variety acts of the week.
And at number 3, for our variety act category, we have Marty Ross.
Marty Ross is 80 years old, and for an 80-year-old man, he was saying some pretty vulgar things on that stage, and I loved it.
Me too. Like, he wasn't kind of naughty. He was downright dirty, filthy, and I love it.
That's what we need on this show. We need to laugh in between all of these emotional performances. We need someone like Marty to come in and just make us go, oh my God, did he really just say that?
But I feel like when you're at that age, it's like, what are you gonna do? Might as well. He's like, might as well just say it. Okay, but at number 2, we have Emerald Gordon Wolf.
Her name's pretty long. Maybe she should shorten it. Something like, you know, Sophie Dossie or something like
Shade! The shade! Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god.
But I loved, you know, she's just really flexible. There's just no other way around it. Literally no other way around it. Ha 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 ha. This girl can move in any way. She can bend her back in ways that I didn't even know was imaginable. And I think that if she can step up her performance, her next performance, and just find a way to elevate it, she really could be a force to be reckoned with.
Okay, for me, it's kind of hard to see how she's going to elevate this performance further. But, I mean, that still remains to be seen. Also, your joke wasn't that funny.
All right,
Come on.
all right. You know what? I'm sorry I'm not Marty Ross.
And at number 1, we have Shakir and Ryan.
This Indian dancing duo really told a compelling story through their dance. I feel like it was a very different kind of dance, you know, as opposed to something like Bad Salsa, where it's more energetic. This one, it really showcased partnership. You could see that they have a strong bond just through their dancing.
I'm a proud Indian, and I am so glad that that was something that everybody felt, because I was like, I hope I'm not the only one feeling the emotional connection, the tug. Everybody else was too. Also, fun fact, Shakir is from Kings United. In case you don't know, Kings United is the first Indian act to ever make it big. They won the World of Dance in America, and they actually put us on the map. And then I think that opened the door for We Unbeatable to come in. So it's pretty amazing to see that Simon decided to pluck two people out of there, and I hope they're able to do justice to how amazing they are. But that also makes me wonder. I mean, isn't it like, just think about it. Simon Cowell can have anybody on America's Got Talent, but since the success of We Unbeatable, on AGD Champions we had We Unbeatable come back, and this time we have two different dancing duos that are Indian. Not that I'm saying that Indians are not talented or amazing, but do you think it has something to do with the fact that there is 1.3 billion of us watching and we give them the numbers?
I definitely think it has something to do with the Indian fan base. I mean, everyone saw how successful The Unbeatable was for 2 seasons of the show, and I think that the future is bright for both this act and Bad Salsa, and I think that they're not only going to have support of Indian fans, but support from fans all over the world. And with that, I think we have to get into the WTF moment of the week. It's the moment that had us saying, what the f***? This week's WTF moment definitely had to be that really weird magic act, the Demented Brothers, that I genuinely had no idea what was going on.
Listen, the WTF was Sophia. While she said very clearly it's an act that you see while you're sitting on a cruise having dinner, and then she says yes. And so now this act is going to the judge cuts, if we have judge cuts, or maybe to the semifinals, we don't know. And we've all seen the act.
Yeah, they had this really weird thing on the, you know, just going over the whole arena. It was like a weird man on a microphone or something, and they were just passing around a napkin between them. I mean, it seems like anything can get you on the show these days, whether it's that or it's ripping off shirts, you know, from your body.
But let's move on to our comment of the week.
And this week we actually have 2 comments that we want to get into. And the first one was a lot of people basically saying that last week we did not talk about Bad Salsa when Bad Salsa was in the thumbnail, saying Bad Salsa is not even discussed in the video. That's really disappointing. This is a weekly recap show, and we actually talked a lot about Bad Salsa during week 1. And last week we were just trying to make a point of singing versus variety acts, and Bad Salsa was just one of the prominent variety acts from week 1.
Also, it's the week that they perform is the week that we recap them. So week 1, Bad Salsa performed, so we recap them. Week 2, Bad Salsa didn't perform, so we did not recap them. Okay, my comment of the week is, hey Malan, He says AGT should focus more on variety acts. It requires more energy and practice for the performers. Singers should go to singing competitions.
Okay, I could see where you're coming from. I totally get it. But I do think singing also takes a lot of craft, takes a lot of practice. And we have seen from this show that not everybody can be a successful singer.
Oh my God, yes. Also, you have to look at the judging panel. Simon Cowell's right there. What does he do? Produce singers. Of course you want to be on the show. And AGT, I think the reason it's so amazing and is my favorite show in the world is because it doesn't matter. It has everything. If you're good, if America loves you, you're part of it.
Yeah, and probably pertaining to this episode, there were a ton of singers and less variety acts, but maybe next week there will be more variety acts. We don't know. We're looking forward to seeing how they film the rest of the season, actually. So let us know down below, you guys, what do you think about the Golden Buzzer this week? Do you think that you were hoping for more variety acts in this episode? Definitely just give us your thoughts on the episode. We want to have a conversation with you guys. Let them know where they can find you on social media.
It's Mriganka Chawla on Instagram.
And if you want to follow me, it's at SamanthaX373. But make sure you go down below and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And follow Talent Recap on all social medias. And head over to talentrecap.com for the scoop on AGT. But I think that's it for us here. I think it's time for us to say, and that's our Talent Recap. Hey. What are you doing tonight? Well, I think you should hit that subscribe button down below, and then we can talk.
We'll be right back.